Okay, we're going to set up a surveying base station. We're going to start by setting up over a known point. And I got a check shot right over here. You can't set up a base station unless you can. You want to set up a base station over a known point. Start out by just getting it close. The tripod over the top of it. You can do some minor adjustments later on. Set the tripod up, and it's a matter of just assembling. We're going to start with a 4.9 base. Just taking all the little components and assembling them, along with the wires and the battery we have in here. I'm going to start with the tri-brac. Mount this to the top, and then mount this. There's a little, these three things fit in the 3 holes. You cinch it down like that. Fasten it to the tri-brac. Then this one's got a little eyepiece you can look through, and it'll see you straight down on top of the nail. What I usually do is grab 2 legs, kind of look through here. What you're trying to do is get the bullseye. There's little crosshairs inside here. You're going to get those right on the nail. Then you get all your legs down, and it's not going to be good. But you're going to make your adjustments. First thing you're going to do is on my level bubble. Check it. See how close I am? I'm not very close. It needs to come this way. So to do that, you know, if it just needs a minor adjustment, I could loosen this and adjust the whole tri-brac slightly this way, but it's a major adjustment I need to make. So since it needs to come this way, I'm going to lower this leg. Then re-level it. Check it again. It's closer. Still got to go more. You're not able to check it without re-leveling. It's quite a bit closer. It seems like it needs to go that way. I'm going to extend this one a little bit. Yeah, really close. Move this one down a little bit, and after that I should be able to make just a minor adjustment on the tri-brac. I probably made more adjustments here than I usually do, but my first one was quite a ways off. Ooh, I'm on the nail. Kind of loosen this up a little bit. Adjusting the tri-brac to where it's dead nuts on the nail. Double check everything's perfect. It's perfect. We got this set up correctly. a good idea is after you set everything up to double check the level bubble, because when you're kind of setting everything up, things can kind of shift slightly. This is a controller that goes with the base. We got the dish that goes on top. The dish has a little quick release, and the controller has a little hook you can hook up on top of there. After you push the quick release and drop it down, this has a little tightening knob. You can tighten that thing on. It's not coming off, not going anywhere. And me kind of just wiggling that a little bit, level bubbles slightly off. We'll fix it later. This one's got these extension pieces. These are basically just a glorified like GPS rod. It's basically just to mount the antenna. There's only one way these can go together. Pretty straightforward. It's threaded, female on one side, male on the other. You can use either an extension pole or like a GPS rod will work in if you don't have that. This is just a tape measure. The tape measure has its own mount on here. There's a little hole right here. It's just an easy way to tape measure down to your nail. Okay, what else we got? We got the bracket. This bracket, you just kind of loosen up, wrap it around, and then tighten it. This bracket's what we're going to mount that pole we just assembled on here shortly. Start pulling my cords out. Amplifier. Oh, this thing's broken off on this. See if I can mount it here. There we go. Amplifier has 2 ports on it. This thing's got a couple ports on it. It's important to just know that everything hooks to each other. And I usually try to get close to the amplifier here. We got the battery Y cable, positive to positive, negative to negative, and this thing's got power coming out of it. What does this thing plug into? Usually you're only going to have one cord that looks like it connects to it, which is this cord. I found it. You just connect these 2 pieces together, boom, you got power coming out of here. And like, what's so short that I could possibly connect this to? Well, guess what? The thing I said we need it closest to. So it's got a little red dot on the top. You're gonna line the red dot up with the very top of it. Someone drew a red line on here too to kind of help assist, make sure that all these prongs are going in nice and smoothly. There's 5 little pins. It's important that those pins are lined up real nicely. Okay, we got that in. This is all connected securely. Now, what does this go to? This is data and power, it says on here. So we just powered it, and now we got data coming out of here. So this data connects into the base station controller. Port is a port I always use. I believe that's all we have to use. Same thing, it's got the red dot and the red line, so you can hook those pins up perfectly. So now we got data coming into here. I don't believe it supplies power. What we're going to have to do is power the tried checking it to see if the power was supplying power. There would be a separate power source that this thing needs. So to power this on, you hold both the two lower right hand buttons. That's it. The lower right hand button. It turns on. It also has program on it. It's not turning on. So you got to put the fatty in. There's two fatty ports in here. 1 and 2. This thing kind of just shove it up in there, and it kind of snaps into place. And then you can screw the little battery cover to make sure that it's mounted. This thing powered up as soon as I put the battery in. It says the CF card only has 14% of storage space available. This thing doesn't really, we're not going to put many jobs on here really, and if you deleted one off here, that's fine to make space. 14% is plenty. Okay, we still got a few more cords here. So we got a port on the amplifier here that still doesn't have anything coming out of it. That's going to be what we hook the antenna up to. We got the little antenna puck here. This thing's going in some ratty condition, but we'll go through it. This is the top of the antenna. This thing just screws on here. And then the whip portion of the antenna. Screw that on. So now we got an antenna to broadcast our radio signal from the base station. There it is. This is just a coaxial cable. Twisting lock connection. Where does this go? This goes on the end of the pole we put together earlier. Screw that on there. And then screw this onto here. It's alright if the cord wraps around it while you're twisting it on. That kind of makes it a little more secure. Double check to make sure this is secure on here, and then this is secure. This is tight. You kind of whip around in the wind a little bit. I've had it come back to a site before and this be laying on the ground, so you want to make sure all this is fairly secure here. Okay. The last thing we need is to run a cord from the antenna port. There's an antenna port on here to the dish. It's just a coaxial port. This cord here is just an extra cord. It's basically the exact same cord as this. You can tell it's got the battery connection piece. If we have an issue with that cord, we have an extra. So this coaxial is a twist-on type. And the other end is a twist-on type. It's really important because the one that connects in here, in the antenna port here, is not a twist-on. It's a coaxial cable, but it's a push-on and a lock. These twist a whole bunch of times because it's threaded. So I have a coaxial cable in here that is a push and lock on one end and the threaded twist on the other. That's not the one we're looking for. We're looking for threads on both sides. Threaded onto the antenna port. And then threaded onto the GPS dish. A little bit of extra cable here. Instead of leaving it dangling, I usually just set it up on top of our controller here. Just like that. Okay. A couple extra cords in here. You didn't need these, but generally the rule is connect all the cords to everything. I'll probably remove Probably remove these cords and put them with some other base station information. Base station hardware. Okay, remember I said that I wanted to check the level bubble when we were done? We're going to do that right now. Just some minor adjustments. Make sure it's perfect. The other thing, you're not going to be able to see through here if you have the tape measure piece attached. You have to kind of tilt it to the side. Perfect. Looks good. So I just kind of moved the tape measure piece to the side. We'll use the tape measure here and here. Okay. Step one. This is setup. This is the final setup piece. We'll talk through some of the software here on the next video.